Please state your name.
My name is Curtis Cost, and I'm here because of the controversy on the subject of vaccines. Hopefully I can offer a unique perspective that you probably haven't heard before. I'm the author of this book here, Vaccines Are Dangerous. It's endorsed by doctors, scientists, nutritionists, and scholars. Very few books have such diverse endorsements. And my first edition of that book came out in 1992. So I've been at this for about 30 years, warning people about the dangers of vaccines. I argued back then, and I argue today, the vaccines represent the single greatest threat to the Black and Latino community in the country, and it's the single greatest threat to America in general. The arguments, the documentation was sufficient 30 years ago. And today, the documentation that's accumulated has created an even scarier picture. I'd like to give a personal account of what I have seen. I've talked to lots of parents over the years because I've given lectures, done interviews, been on TV, newspapers, magazines, I've been in the New York Times, you name it. And in my lectures in different parts of the country, I've talked to parents, and I've heard the exact same stories again and again. The parents who read my book and did their own research, made an informed decision, they all said the same thing, that their kids are perfectly healthy. I mean, you should see it. Parents come up and actually hug me, the husband and the wives, because their kids are extremely healthy, rarely ever get sick. But they also tell me that all the kids, neighbors' kids who got vaccinated, they're the ones with ear infections, throat infections, ADHD, autism, eczema, diabetes, cancer, list goes on and on. And I've seen this time and time again, and I wasn't doing any type of a survey. There's a movie that came out that I invite everybody to watch. It's called Vax 2. The People's Choice. And in that movie, there was something in there that really touched me, because the first half of the movie showed all these parents and the horrors of what vaccines did to their kids. These were kids that were very athletic, no problems whatsoever, and in each case, kids are crippled, some died, and horrible stories. But the second half of that movie was what touched me the most, because that part focused in on all of the kids who weren't vaccinated. Every single case in that movie, I invite you to watch it, the kids were perfectly healthy. The parents, yeah, fine, rarely ever get sick. If he ever gets sick, he recovers very quickly. That is exactly what I've been seeing over the past 30 years. And I encourage people to do some research into the vaccine issue, because when you look at it, the things that I warned people about back then, 30 years ago, I warned them about the link between vaccines and autism, ADHD, diabetes. Right now, it was like, one time, time is up? Oh, okay. Well, I hope you ask me some questions. I could talk about autism and a bunch of other things. But I will wrap up with this. I was fortunate to have lunch with Mr. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Several weeks ago. And one of the questions I had to ask him was, I was burning to ask him, why does he do this? Why did he get involved in the vaccine issue? I mean, you've proven your intelligence, you've been successful, you can retire, just travel around the world, had a good time. And he said, Curtis, I do it for the same reason that you do it. Because once you know the science, you have no choice. I encourage all of you to please study the science, both the pros and the cons, and then make a really rational and moral decision with regards to vaccines. Thank you.
Thank you.